destination.
Indeed. I don't know if you can do that now or not, but I mean, I guess you can try, and I'll start talking, and we'll see what happens. It might kick you out of the studio for a second, but I mean, there are worse things. So yeah, give it a
Okay.
shot. See if it works or not.
Yeah.
Episode 6. Welcome everybody. My name's Tellman Knudson. We're here with Eric Oliver, dressed for winter in Vermont, but in Texas. A cold snap is hit, and
Hey
is
guys. Yeah, it's freezing here. It's my first taste of cold weather in, gosh,
Texas.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's weird, right?
right.
Yeah, well, it's cold up here too. It was like 11 degrees this morning, and so I chose for my first workout of the day. I stayed in and did yoga next to the fire. But I'm going to be going out a little bit later today for an extremely cold run, I expect. So that should be intense. Eric's trying to add his social stream in while he's out for a brisk walk during today's episode of Get
That's right.
Shit Done. So what we're doing today, so I have this list of basically 6 core components of Get Shit Done, and our last several episodes have been focused on these different components. And so the first piece to the puzzle is accountability. Basically having an accountability partner and checking in with them on a scheduled and frequent basis, right? And the next piece is kind of a natural extension of that, which is community, because your first accountability partner is the beginning of the community that you're forming of support around what you're doing and for you to support them and what they're doing. And so this is building your team, right? And if you're building a bigger company and you've never hired anyone before and you've never built a team, then this is new for you. But if you have hired people and you have built a team, whether it's a like employees or whether it's a team of freelancers or whether you're in network marketing and you built like a downline team, or whether you are internet marketer and you built a team of affiliates and or strategic partners, like these are all examples of your team, right? And when you bring people in to your business and you're making money working together on things, you have to be accountable, right? Like you have to show up, you have to do your part or you're toast, right? Or that team isn't going to stick around very long, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and so building your team is the second piece, and then the third piece is work parties. And work parties, as a matter of fact, we're doing a work party today. This is our second ever work party for the Get Shit Done community on School. Link, by the way, is in the comments, and I'll go ahead and slap that down below. You guys can get a free 7-day trial to our community, to our Get Shit Done community, and you will get. I've sold thousands and thousands and thousands of copies of this. Like, for the record, between $7 and $99, the Get Shit Done session you're going to get for free when you sign up to the Get Shit Done community. And you're also going to get the Get Shit Done system, which is a series of videos that I did about the Get Shit Done principles and concepts so you can put them into action in your life. Those are just 2 of the things that you're going to get when you join the Get Shit Done community. You're also going to get weekly work parties. Right now, we're doing 1 a week. We're looking to increase the frequency and add some additional time slots in and so on. But we're doing our second ever Get Shit Done work party. So if you want to join the Get Shit Done community and see what it's like to kick your productivity into high gear, then follow the link below, right down there, or in the description. There's a link as well, so you can check that out. So work parties are cool because they're a way where you have a scheduled chunk of time and a stated 1, 2, 3 items, usually max, that you're going to get done during the work party, right? And so these are the action items that you're going to get done. And that rolls into the next piece, which is what's on your shit list. And you use your shit list. This is your Get Shit Done to-do list. Your shit list in order to prioritize and focus on what's the most important shit for you to get done. With that said, one of the big things is the $ instead of an S in the word shit. And what does that represent? That represents the most important stuff, the most needle moving stuff that you can possibly do in your business that will make the most money, make the biggest difference, give you the most leverage, really shift things that you procrastinate like crazy on, that you avoid doing, that you don't do because you're not good at it, because it doesn't feel good, because it makes you feel stupid, inadequate.
It makes you feel imposter syndrome and that kind of
it's
thing.
like
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
it's all the stuff you have resistance around that would make the biggest difference, right? And so that's your shit list, and you're working off your shit list when you're in a work party, right? And you're getting those things done. But the big thing that drives all of this is your goal. And I mean, we're at the beginning of 2025 at the recording of this video. It's Monday, January 6th, 10:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think Eastern Time. Anyway, I can never remember whether it's Eastern Standard or Eastern something or other. Anyway, Eastern Time. And goals are really interesting. When you are trying to maximize your productivity, it's almost essential for you to set extraordinary goals, big goals, giant goals. Why? The reason is simple. Okay, you need a goal that's big enough that you obsess a bit over it. I would suggest that you obsess a lot over it. Okay, you want a goal that's big enough that you have dreams about it when you sleep. You want a goal that's big enough that you tell people about it because you're so excited about what you're working toward, and you're just like waiting to share it with them whenever they ask what you're working on, because you're like, holy crap, I'm doing something really cool. You want a goal that is going to be worth you going through an enormous amount of discomfort to get there, because otherwise you're not going to change a damn thing about yourself.
Totally.
If your goal is reasonable, if your goal is achievable, realistic is the most common word that people use for lame goals. If it's within your reach, then you're not going to push to get there. And if you're not going to push to get there, you're not going to change. You're not going to shake out of your old habits. You're not going to forge new ones. Like, it is hard. It takes discipline. It takes daily effort. It takes a lot. It takes hypnosis to create new permanent habits and patterns and ways of being in the world. And if you're trying to make more money, if you're trying to get in better shape, if you're trying to have a better love life, if you're trying to become a better parent, if you're trying to whatever you're trying, become an Olympic athlete, whatever you're working toward, like, if it's not motivating enough to get you out of bed an hour earlier in the morning and motivating enough to keep you up working on it an hour later after everybody's gone to sleep, chances are pretty good that you're just like coasting along, and you're not trying to change. You're not trying to grow. You're not trying to improve. You're just ho-humming it. And that's not a place for, I mean, that's cool, but you're not in get shit done if that's, if that's where you're at. And
Exactly.
so Eric, a few days ago, we had a conversation about goals.
Yep.
And we were talking about money, and we were talking about your goals.
Yeah.
And you made a post about this the other day on Facebook.
I did.
It's been interesting because you and I have been talking, and then I've been sharing with you ideas that I learned from someone else at some point along the path that are not unique thoughts, but like they're resonating really well with you right now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
The two that happened recently was your minimum is your maximum.
Yep.
Right. And
yeah,
what was
a big
the other one? The other one was
building the plane while you fly it.
Right, building the plane while you fly it. Right. And so both of those, I didn't come up with either one of those. Right. Those are not like Tellmanisms, but like they're definitely things that I've repeated that I learned somewhere along the way in my entrepreneurial path. And so I like that you are resonating with them. That's cool. It's interesting, those certain ideas that people share and like that are clearly resonant concepts. right?
Definitely. Yeah, I know it.
And so your minimum is your maximum is an interesting one. I probably learned this one from Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Read it, get the 7 bank accounts. If you don't already, like, it'll change your life. But the idea is when you ask someone, and guys, if you're watching right now, I double dog dare you to answer these questions down in the comments below. Okay. And like, they get harder to answer, so like emotionally harder to answer. So prepare yourself to like push yourself through the discomfort. I encourage you to answer all 3 of them, right? So the first question is, okay, 6 months from today, a year from today, where do you want to be financially? How much money do you want to be making per month? Right? And you ask them, how much money do you want to be making per month? It's really important that there's a number associated with this. Okay. And I want to point out that goals aren't all about the money. They aren't all about the dollars, but often the dollar amount is the measuring stick. The goal is something different, but the way you measure the goal, right? You need a way of measuring it, and money is very convenient. So you ask people, how much money do you want to be making per month, 6 months from now, a year from now? And people will basically share with you what their financial goals for the immediate future are for themselves, right? When I say immediate, I mean, a year from now, right? Like, where are you moving toward? And what do you think the most common thing that people say is, Eric?
Either probably something really low and lame, just like paying their bills, or maybe something unrealistically high that they're not ready to take the actions towards achieving.
People say both of those things.
Yeah.
But that's not the most common.
That's not the most common. Okay, I'm curious what it is.
I made a hypnosis session for the most common because I heard it so much.
Oh, it's $10,000 a month.
It's $10,000.
Yeah, that's the number, right? Everyone wants that.
That's the magic number, and everyone's wanted that for many years.
Yep.
Right? It seems that number for some reason has it doesn't fluctuate with inflation.
It's interesting, right?
Or at least not yet. At some point it will. Yeah. At some point it will.
Yeah.
But the point is that that's not a number that anyone actually wants. That's a convenient number that people give because they don't want to put the thought into what they actually want and what their target actually is. It's a round, easy number that's more than they're making right now in most cases. Right? And so it's a way of outsourcing responsibility for your own goals when people give that number. Now, at the same time, $10,000 a month is pretty sweet, and I have a hypnosis session for it. So I'm going to do something really cool. If you guys join the Get Shit Done school group this week, this is the week of Monday, January 6th. I'll do this for 7 days. I'm going to give you the $10,000 per month session in the classroom, in the school group. So you can join at school.com/get/shit/done/about, and I will add that for the people that join in the next 7 days. Today is January 6th. Into your classroom, so you can have the $10,000 per month hypnosis session. It hypnotizes you to think, act, and behave like a version of you that's making $10,000 a month. Okay. So think about how that would impact you. Okay. With that said, we'll skip out of the commercial again for a moment. And so $10,000 per month is the most common response to goals. And then, so that's the first question. So the first question that I'm asking everyone in the comments below is, how much do you want to be making per month, 6 months to a year from today, right? What's your personal goal? And then, so go ahead and write that down. And then the second question is, so Eric, do you want to actually do this right now?
What I want to be making.
Are you up for doing this exercise publicly?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. How much do you want to be making per month a year from today?
A year from today, how much do I want to be making? A year ago, I probably might have said $10,000 a month. I have exponentially higher goals than that for myself, and I'm willing to take the action to pull it off. And my monthly income goal for a year from now looks something more like $50,000 a month.
Great. Okay, I love it. Okay.
Thanks.
Now, this is the part where it gets hard. How much are you making per month right now? That's the hard part.
Right. Nowhere near that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're not making $50,000 per month right now, and you're making nowhere near that,
Mm-hmm.
and guys, so answer in the comments below, how much are you making per month right now? Right. So that's the next step. That it's a vulnerable question.
It is. Yeah.
Okay. That's why I said it's hard. And then here's the doozy. Why not?
Right. Why
aren't you-
not?
Like, if your goal is to make $50,000 a month right now, and
Yep.
you're making $5,000 per month right now, or whatever your number is, why aren't you already making $50,000 per month right now?
Yeah, no, that's an excellent question. For me, what immediately comes up is I have not been taking the level of actions and had the level of self-belief to take those actions in order to get those kind of results. And that's something that I'm very diligently working on and through currently. And I feel like the actions that I've started taking several months ago and I'm currently taking now are putting me in a lot better alignment with my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get specific. When you say you haven't been taking the actions, what actions haven't you been taking?
Well, okay, so let's look at my high ticket network marketing business. There's a set of things that like the average network marketer does. And then there's the set of things that, in addition to all of that, that like the people that are actually like really crushing it, the network marketing leaders and legends, the actions that they're taking on a regular basis consistently. And I've been studying these people and what are they doing and what are the common themes of that they all have, regardless of what company they're in, who they are. There's a common theme of similar actions and things that they're doing. And I've been studying that. And now I'm just starting to, get my own systems in place and take action on those. And yeah, get that all up and running. And up until recently, I've always felt just like, I don't know if I'm ready. And yeah, I don't know if I'm ready.
And we talked about this a little bit offline, right?
Yeah.
But like specifically, what are the actions over the course of a week? What are the specific actions that you currently think you haven't been taking that if you did start taking, you'd make 50 grand a month?
Right. Okay. So specifically is what I see many of these network marketing leaders doing, and what I'm also now currently just in the process of getting started is creating a Facebook group, a container, a community where people come together for a common goal and you nurture and educate these people. And yeah.
Yep. No, building a Facebook group, building a community, and growing it every day, interacting with that community every day. That's an example. Absolutely.
Yep.
What else?
Doing webinars. That's something that I know I've needed to do for a long time. Felt like I was almost ready like a year ago, and I started making a stack of slides, and then I chickened out and I didn't do it. I was like, what if I freeze up? What if this? What if that? Okay, I'm not ready. Yeah.
Good. So are you prepared to face your fear?
I am. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't mean I don't feel the fear. It's that I'm going to, I'm facing it anyway.
I'm fully aware. I didn't say, are you ready to stop feeling fear? That's not what
exactly.
I said.
Right. Yeah. Just walk into it.
So have you done your first webinar yet?
I haven't. No.
All right, great. It's January 6th. What day are you going to do it?
Um, January 6th. What day am I going to do my first
It's Monday,
webinar?
January 6th.
Okay. Well, there's some technical stuff that I might need my computer for, which I just sent in to get repairs.
I'd
Is,
say
is that an excuse though?
I'm going to call BS on that.
Yeah,
I
it
I
sounds like an
bet.
excuse.
No, I've never done it, but I
Yep.
bet you can run a webinar on Zoom from your phone. I bet you can set up a webinar and run a webinar on Zoom from your phone.
Right. And make
I've
all
never
the,
done the entire process that way, but I bet you
yep.
can.
I bet I can. And make all the slides on Canva on my phone.
You don't need slides to have a webinar, Eric.
Okay.
You can if you feel like it, but you do not need slides to have a webinar. Don't
Okay.
let that become an obstacle.
All right. I mean, I feel like there's some visual things that are kind of essential to help people understand like the compensation structure and whatnot. But I guess
There are
maybe.
some visual things that are kind of essential. That
Okay.
doesn't mean you can't do I don't care if it's essential or not. The question isn't, are you going to make $100 million from your first webinar? No,
Right.
I'm saying face your fear. Okay. I'm not saying do a great
Right.
webinar.
Yep. Yep.
I said do your first webinar. It's going to be your worst webinar. Congratulations.
Probably.
That's how it works, dude.
That's how it
And
works. Yep.
the reality is that for all sakes and purposes, we're doing a webinar right now.
How about
We're
that?
we're live streaming into a little rectangle on the internet. Like that.
Yeah. Why is it going to be so scary, right?
Right? Like
Yeah.
if it like there's a little button that I have
Yep.
called present. And if I had a slideshow ready, I could click it and we could shift over to slideshow right now from StreamYard. And like, so that gives you another platform, another opportunity where you could do essentially a webinar, right?
True. Yep.
We got a little happy 2025 from Robert Burge in the UK. What's up, Robert? Happy 2025 to you too. Thanks for tuning in. Great to have you here. Guys, we'd love to know what is your, if you're an entrepreneur, what's your business? What do you sell and who do you sell it to? What do you sell and who do you sell it to? So what we just did is we went through and we asked the following questions. We said, how much money do you want to be making a year from now? And you gave an answer of $50,000. Then we said, how much money are you actually making right now? And that got a little bit embarrassing to talk about. So you're like, no, not nearly that much. Okay. Okay. If we were on a private call, I'd force you to answer it with a number. And then the next question is the most important question. The next question is, why not? Why aren't you already making that? Right? And the reason this is the most important question is because if you're the person asking this question to someone else, the way they answer, what they tell you doesn't matter. What matters is whether they say, because all this other stuff in my life is making it so I can't accomplish my goal. It's my ex-wife, it's my ex-husband, it's my kids because they're busy and I have to drive them all over the place. It's my parents who are getting sick. It's my annoying sister that lives next door and is always bothering me. It's the noisy next door neighbors. It's the fact that I have roommates. No, it's because I'm dyslexic. I mean, whatever. Basically, that one's a little bit different, the dyslexic. But basically, if people are blaming it on someone or the politics, it's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault that I'm not hitting my goals, right? Or whoever, choose your political party that you hate the most. It's trauma, childhood trauma. Childhood trauma is the reason that I'm not hitting my goals. Sorry, but like everybody's experienced trauma. And so I'm not, but when people blame circumstance outside of their control as the reason that they are not able to hit their goals, they're never going to stop doing that. And they're going to remain stuck forever. Whereas unless they have a massive perspective shift, which as their coach, as their teacher, as their trainer, as their mentor, you're probably not going to be able to do that for them, right? It usually takes like something intense happening for people to like really shift this. And so what you're looking for, Eric, you gave the right answer. What you're looking for is taking responsibility, shouldering the blame, but not getting down on yourself for it, and talking about what you need to do to move forward in the direction of your goals that you haven't been doing. And that can be like, you know what? I don't know what I'm missing here, but I know that I need to get a mentor or a teacher who is already there or has already been there. And I know that I need to invest more in myself, whether it's a coaching program or a home study program or a mentoring program or something, because I'm not giving it the time, the effort, and the attention that it needs. And I don't have like a blueprint or a process or a formula to follow that's likely to succeed, and so I haven't been willing to spend the money or the time to actually do that. And I finally I'm fed up with it. I want something like that. Right. And so this also is part of the structure of at least in the coaching and info marketing world, for everybody that knows, it's like part of the structure, classic structure of a high ticket sales call, right? Is where do you want to be? Where are you now? And why aren't you there yet? And what it tells you is it tells you the polarity of the person that you're talking to. Are they taking responsibility and trying to move and wanting to better themselves and push themselves and grow in order to move forward? Or would they rather blame somebody else so they can have an excuse for staying stuck? Right. And it's okay either way, because it's like very quick. People self-sort themselves as I'm a good student, or I'm going to be a crappy student and a pain in the ass. Right. And
Right.
so when you're setting your goals, I don't recommend that you set a goal that you literally believe is impossible. Okay. For example, my goal is to physically phase my body between dimensions and bring back full memory and proof of it. I mean, I guess maybe it's possible, but for me to pull that off in my lifetime, I'm not even a scientist, like it seems like a stretch. I'm going to walk to the moon from Earth without a spacesuit and in my physical body. Again, like probably not going to happen, right? I'm going to go swimming in a live like volcano. Yeah, I mean, it could do it, but like it'd be the end. So I mean, you could also like for many people, they don't believe they could ever become a billionaire. Though, I mean, maybe not, but I think pretty much anybody could if they really dedicated themselves to it. These days, being a millionaire isn't such a big deal. It used to be a big deal, but these days it's much more attainable. But still, some people don't believe they could make $1 million in a year. But what I find interesting is that there's this point where, like, of course, anyone could make $1 million in a year that is mentally and emotionally stable and competent and functional, right? Like, there are situations where people might have a mental problem or like an emotional communication problem that would make it impossible for that to happen. But most people who are like fully functional, if they really set their mind to it and just went after it, totally could make $1 million, certainly in their lifetime, if not in a year. And so people have these beliefs about themselves that they couldn't do X or they couldn't do Y for some reason, that they're somehow incapable of change or something. And then they don't set those goals, and they set these like realistic goals that keep them trapped in their current psychological prison of who they already are. And it's your ego trying to keep you safe. Right. But the thing is, if you're trying to get more productive, if you're trying to change your life and to move things in a positive direction for yourself, for your family, for your business. And for most entrepreneurs, that means making more money as a piece to the puzzle. Then getting shit done, becoming more productive, and enjoying the process is a very, very, very good way to go. I'm not going to say it's the only way to go, but it's the way I like to go. And so, setting a extraordinary goal is that you can't achieve on your own. Setting an extraordinary goal that you could imagine working hard to achieve over a period, perhaps a long period of time, but that you are likely not to be able to achieve as a one-person show, as a one-person army. By nature, that goal is going to be more compelling. It's going to be more exciting. It's going to be more entertaining to think about, to talk about, because it's outside of the limited range of one human's ability to accomplish one stupid little thing. Okay.
Right.
And that's when other people are going to start being inspired by what you're working on and what you're working toward. If you're just doing some stupid crap for yourself that's completely self-serving, who cares? And this is why making 50 grand a month is fine, but who cares? Right? Whereas, I'll tell you that my friend Matt Basak, old school internet marketer, I learned a lot from him. He and I did a lot of cross promotions together back in the day. He teaches email marketing and list building and all this kind of stuff. And his wife, he broadcasts this very heavily online, but his wife needed a kidney transplant, and they were unable to find a match for a super long time. And he's been raising tons of money to help with the situation. And he put together a summit with about a dozen internet marketing guys to teach about AI. And they raised like $175,000, I think, for the National Kidney Foundation or something. And in the process, like during the summit, sounds like they found a match and put his wife on the list. So it sounds like she's gonna survive. And so, but he raised so much money because he was doing it for a very, very important cause that was close to him, his wife, his kids, his family, and the lives of countless others. Because we've all known people who've had problems with organs and need transplants, and it's a hard situation. And so when you're doing it for a reason above and beyond what's just self-serving, it takes on a life of its own. And the first time this really, really impacted me was with Run Tellman Run, when I was like, okay, I'm going to run across America barefoot and raise $100 million for youth homelessness. Like, that was the idea. And I didn't complete the run across America, and I definitely didn't raise $100 million, but we did raise several $100,000, and I definitely made it several hundred miles, and did a lot of good in the world, and raised a bunch of money and raised a bunch of awareness, and created a cool documentary. But when you have a reason for your goal that's above and beyond just making money for yourself, people are inspired by that, right? And so one of the biggest things about really getting shit done is getting more shit done than just you are ever going to accomplish by yourself. Do something meaningful, do something inspiring, work towards something extraordinary, even if you're starting with nothing today. That's my recommendation. So I highly recommend that you reach way outside of your comfort zone, that you work towards something that's believable but extraordinary, and that you absolutely have little goals or milestones along the way, including your daily practice, your daily training, your daily getting shit done. And if that means I'm going to do a social media post every day for the next 365 days, then do it. If it means sending an email out to if it means doing a live stream every day for a year, then do it. Do it. I'm in full support. So that is my very long monologue on goals, Eric. What do you have to say about all that?
Yeah, no, that's great. I feel like that's so important, is having that really powerful reason behind your goals. Without that, it's like it's not just the money, it's what you can do with it. What will that mean for you? How will that
Right.
impact your life? How will that impact your family, your partner, your kids, the people around you? What can you create with that? What can you experience with that? What kind of choices will you be able to make that you can't currently make in your situation now?
It's also hard if you're in a situation where you're not already making significantly more money than you need to survive,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people are stuck living paycheck to paycheck, either literally or figuratively, somehow, magically, right?
Yep.
Your minimum is your maximum, right? And
Exactly.
so the trick is, how do you get out of desperation far enough in order to actually think about setting a more meaningful and significant goal, so you're not just blowing smoke and making something up, right? Because you don't want to set an inauthentic big goal that's just you being an idiot. That doesn't work, right? So if you're in desperation mode, one of the biggest problems that people fall into is, I just want to pay off my debt and I just want to get my bills paid. And that's the reason that you're stuck. Okay? If that's your goal, that literally is the reason that you're stuck, because you're experiencing the minimum is your maximum. Is you're aiming for the minimum, and that's all you're ever going to get at best.
Well,
That's
yeah, I
all
mean,
you're ever going to get.
if you think about it, like that goal right there, just paying your bills and getting out of debt, it's basically just the surface of, it's like water level. It's just breaking even.
Yep.
And when you're just breaking even, you're like very close to sinking.
Right. All the
Yeah.
time. That's
All
right.
the time, constantly. You're just bobbing on the surface. And that's,
That's right.
I don't know.
That's right.
I've been there a lot and it's no place to be.
No, I've spent a lot of time there, interestingly
Yeah.
enough. And it's like the bar keeps on getting raised higher and higher, but it's like there's a certain amount of adrenaline and focus that one can feel for a time when you're in some sort of a desperate mode, but it's not sustainable. And it like no, you got to think bigger. You got to think
Right.
bigger, and surround yourself by people who are also thinking bigger, right? And supporting you in realizing that you're capable of so much more, and so are they. So that's what we focus on in the Get Shit Done community, guys. If you like what you're hearing today, you want to start setting bigger goals and going after them and being surrounded by a community of like-minded individuals, then I strongly recommend that you join us over at Get Shit Done on School. You can go to skool.com/get-shit-done/about. We would love to have you there. And we have a 7-day trial in there. So you can go in, get the Get Shit Done session, get the Get Shit Done system. I'll throw in the $10,000 per month session if you join in the next 7 days. And yeah, and we're doing a work party in just about an hour. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to make it or not, Eric, but I'm going to actually get some other shit done before the work party starts. So
Cool.
yeah, thanks for joining me on this brisk Texas walk here, midwinter Texas.
Thanks. Yeah, this is my first cold weather experience in a bunch of years and years. It's actually just starting to warm up a little bit now. The sun's warming, but it's still a bit cold.
Yeah. All
Yep,
right. Well, who knows? Maybe you'll make it up to New England now that you're back stateside.
maybe.
Nice, dude. Rock and roll. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. It's great seeing you and having you here. This is episode 6 of the Get Shit Done show. We are going to be we're doing episodes every day, 7 days a week, and we're going to start bringing on additional co-hosts from the Get Shit Done community. So if you are part of the Get Shit Done community and you'd like to be a co-host with us, please join. And Eric just blanked out for some reason. I'm not quite sure. I guess it's just time for us to wrap up. So anyway, this is Tellman. Thank you guys so much. Maybe Eric's phone ran out of power. I'm not quite sure what happened. Either way, all is good. It's time for the Get Shit Done show to be done for the day. So thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Over and out. Bye-bye.